Hello ladies and gentlemen, Zoronden here, and welcome back to Starcraft 2, and I have something crazy, super special, out of the ordinary for you today. That's right, it is an 8-player free-for-all game, so let's get to introducing the characters, or the players rather, because that's going to take about 2 hours. So, in the... oh gosh, I don't know, I'm just going to say the colors. The purple Terran is Become a Pro. The yellow Terran is Armageddon. The blue Protoss is Gosu Favi. The red Zerg is Destroyer. The pink Protoss is I am me. The green Protoss is Next No Me. And the pink, the deep pink, I guess, is Zerg, is Flamender, or Flamender, there's no R there. And the light blue Protoss is UCAP's own Sponic. I know I'm screwing your name up. I'll get it from you later, what your official pronunciation is. Unfortunately, it probably means I'm going to be saying Sponic here. I do have it on a little bit of fast forwarding here, just because free-for-all games are always long. But there will be plenty of action later on that we'll obviously be going normal speed at. And in fact, very soon here, I'm thinking I'm going to be putting it to normal. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. So the game is going to be rather long compared to most things I do. But that's fine. It is a special episode. So we do have Flamender already rushing in here and checking out what Next Nomi is up to. And going to try and take out a few probes. The probe's going to be right on that, though, and do go out and attack. I'm not going to let them be doing all that kind of damage this early in the game. Can't have that happening. Don't want to be put out so early. You are also going to notice a lot of foreign language, non-English speaking going on in the text. I believe it's German. It could be Swedish. It could be another language that I'm just totally missing out on. But it's one of those two, I believe. And, of course, somebody can throw in the credits what it actually is if they want. And if they're so bold as they want to, they can translate it too. I'm not going to expect anyone to do that. That would be a little ridiculous. But we do have an attack coming from Destroyer now as well. Going to move in and try and take out I Am Me. But with 3 Zealots there, they're not going to be able to do much. They're going to skip the Zealots, go straight for the probes. Probes are going to back off right away, going off that line. Ooh, that one almost went down. There, one does go down. So at least doing some damage. And the probes are continuing to run around. I do see more Zerglings going in from Flamender. Going to try and get Next Nomi, but that Next Nomi is going to be pretty well defended there. And the Lings here in I Am Me's base, still trying to cause some annoyance, but not going to be able to do much against 4 Zealots. The Micro is going to continue, and the longer that I Am Me is delayed being able to put up an expansion is really going to hurt him. He's got almost 600 minerals in the bank, and he's just having to deal with that guy. At this time, most players do have an expansion up. In fact, I believe Gosu Favi and I Am Me are the only 2 without expansions. Become a Pro's just landed. Armageddon's hasn't been up too long. I would expect something to come down from Gosu Favi any second now. If he wants to stay in this game, he is going to need that expansion. Ling-on-ling combat there for the Watchtower. Looks like Destroyer's going to take it. I'm not going to know any of these names before the end of the game, I don't think. Go and check out some of the bases for a bit. Some Hellions coming out by Sponic. Let's see. Become a Pro, just doing what he does, I guess. A few siege tanks starting to roll out by him. UCAP Sponic saying something there. I don't know. Armageddon down here actually doesn't have very many units on the field at the moment. That could be pretty dangerous for him. And then we have DTs on the field already from Gosu Favi. And it looks like he's even going to split them up, attacking different people with that. Fortunately, there's a turret up already. A lot of people know that a lot of that sneaky stuff tries to happen in free-for-all because we only need one person to slip up like that, and a lot of stuff can go down. And even with the turret here, this Dark Templar is going to manage to kill off quite a few probes, or SCVs rather. If he had focused on the tower, he might have gotten it down, but with that repair going on, and with Become a Pro having already seen the DT, not going to be able to do too much. That guy's not going to get much done. Probably going to die. One went up here somewhere. Oh, and look at that. doing that some damage there. He did indeed get it. He did got the SCVs. He did manage to push the SCVs off the mineral line for a while, so at least some effectiveness going down. A huge attack coming in here from the pink guy, Flameender, really trying to harass Next Nomi and make him suffer the damage. Still not a lot coming out from IME, but he does have 2 Stargates going up, and looks like he's going for that expansion. Finally, he's going to be the late one to the party. Gosu Favi does have his coming up, so not terribly far behind him. A bit of creep spread starting to come out from Flameender here. And, yeah, so not a ton of action going on at the moment. Mostly development going on. Sponic maybe pushing out with his Hellions here. We'll have to watch an eye on those. What is going on up here? We do have a DT harassing Flameender here, and that's going to do some heck of a damage. However, there is an Overseer coming out very soon. That's going to pretty much end that game. However, he's probably going to lose this queen in the process. Oh, and the last second save, saving that queen with 1 hit point. Very clutch move there, and the drones are all going to go get back to work. Another attack coming in here, and IME is blocking his own natural with a pylon. What? I would expect that to be canceled. And no, he doesn't. Why would you block your own natural? That is a very bizarre idea. Hallucinated Phoenix coming in here, and oh my gosh, are his drone probes gone? Oh, that might be why. IME's probes are completely gone. The DT came in there and wiped them off the map. I would expect that IME is going to be our first casualty of this game. Hellions from Sponic coming in here, going to start shooting at cannons. Not going to do too much. Does take out a probe. May take out that Zealot. A few Lings come in there, and they dodge away from those Hellions very quickly. IME just seems to be sitting back, kind of having given up. He is trying to probe a bit, but the DT still causing him issues. I don't even think he has a forge up. No, he does not. So he's pretty boned at the moment. Moving his troops away from the Dark Templar, trying to get up a Robo so he can get that Hobbs on the field and try and recover. That's something with, even Lings in there doing damage. That's something with free-for-alls is you can recover from almost nothing and get back in games sometimes if people ignore you too long. So never stop playing if you're still in, and a bunch of people are. You know, if you're down to the 1v1 point, then you can quit, obviously, if you know you're going to lose then. And it looks like Next Nomi is going to move in here and possibly just clean this up. I do not see... Yeah, IME is going to call the GG and exit out. And in fact... Whoa, what is going on with that birdie? Okay, whatever. IME's units all get cleared out as well, which is nice. Don't need those guys lagging up the game. So our first casualty. And look at that. Next Nomi is already going to grab that expansion, and it was never touched. That is a very clean expansion. The only one on the map, in fact, that is completely clean. And, ooh, you don't want to get in the face of those tanks. They're going to do some damage. Sponic pulling away from that. A little Collector's Edition Thor having some fun there. And a bit of a calm moment, except for up here, where we have a big flock of Mutalisks coming in by Destroyer, trying to do the damage to Next Nomi here, almost taking out this Robo Bay. In fact, there he goes, got it. He's gonna try and back off a little bit, almost wanting to snipe those Colossi, but didn't quite get them. And pulling out. Looks like we got some Overseer versus Overlord going on there. Really exciting. And looks like Destroyer has moved in and grabbed that expansion himself. It looks like he did it the hard way. He walked a drone in because he does not have drop. IME. Oh, does he get this little guy as an observer? Is that what this is? That's interesting. I like that. And the Mutas are going to come in here trying to do some damage to Next Nomi's base. Most of his army is out of position. However, with all those stalkers morphing in, warping in, he does not want to deal with that. I do see some frantic movement down here by Flameender, and he lost his natural to Sponic here, and that is what's going on. Is a lot of long-range mining, and he really has no air. He just has roaches and Zergling, and it looks like what happened here is Sponic just put his siege tanks on the edge and was sieging off stuff, and might have taken down the natural like that. Obviously, the Vikings come in and do some backup. They may have landed and stopped that as well. So, Sponic setting himself up, doing some nice pressure to his north. He wants to try and at least gimp the northern and southern guys so that you kind of have a border. What you can do is you really hurt your north and south guys, and then you create this sort of barrier between you and other players, and you really only need to defend then your entrance. And you set yourself up quite nicely to make it to the late game at least. And it does seem that he might be trying to do that. Obviously, Next Nomi and Destroyer are doing fairly good with this extra peninsula of resources. And that could propel either of them deep into the late game. The Destroyer's Muta's really trying to get in here, do some damage. The army for Nomi is just not moving. There, it finally gets going. And unfortunately, this expansion isn't doing much yet for Next Nomi. And Destroyer. Next Nomi's getting plenty of resources out of his. And I think that's setting him up very nicely. We're going to do some late game damage mostly. Almost. Goodness. I'm having words of issues. All the Mutas coming in here and really doing some damage to Flameender. Completely clearing out that drone line. That is going to be some serious issue for him. He just never got any anti-air, and that really hurt him. But check this out. He's ready for a super large Roach drop. Unfortunately, it's not Banelings. It is Roach. And he's also trying to throw up some Spore Crawlers, having to run off a macro hatch down here because of the siege tanks. And here comes this Roach drop. The tanks all just sieging up. I don't know if that's the best option. You have to drop right in the middle of your stuff. Lots of stuff dying. The Thors, though, starting to go work on those Overlords, and they're going to want to get out of there. Most of Flameender's army is pretty much dead at this point. He has suffered the brute force of multiple enemies attacking him. Dropping what's left of his army, going to go for a few vulnerable Thors. Doesn't actually snipe one off, or the Armageddon here was getting it with his battlecruiser. Looks like IME is coming down and checking out what's going on over here. Having fun with his little guy there. And I think when these guys are done, I would expect Flameender to possibly drop out. But then again, he does have some long-range mining going on again. He's transferring some units over here, and he's not out of it yet. I thought he was worse off than he was. And look at this, Sponic is going to move out with a sizable mech army, some SCVs in there to repair, running into a few siege tanks from Become a Pro. Quickly clears those out, and wow, just a ton of SCVs railed in the face, going down very quickly. I'm going to stand off for the moment. All these tanks sieged up. And let's just see scan going down there. That's got to be from Become a Pro. He's got to be scanning to try and siege. And even more tanks moving in, going to try and go for this one siege tank. I guess there are a few more backing it up. The front line of Become a Pro suddenly getting very dangerously risked. And I see a three-way battle going on here. A bunch of units are in there from Flameender as well as Destroyer. And I Know Me just comes in and wipes everything up. Complete and utter devastation. And suddenly Armageddon is getting into this Sponic Become a Pro battle, moving in with battle cruisers. Going to do some nice damage, starting to drill into Armageddon, and I think Sponic is just going to leave and let these two duke it out. No need to waste his own units, start building up what he's lost. He's about 50 supplies short of being full on. Marines as well for Armageddon, and suddenly Become a Pro does not look like such a pro. He's going to be in some serious issues. Flameender still holding on, reestablishing his natural, doing a drop in Sponic's base, so continuing to harass Sponic. Does not want to let him reign free and win the day. Oh, and a massive skill ray attack by Gosu Fabi, completely devastating Armageddon. And if these battlecruisers can't withstand this attack, it's going to be over. And I would have stayed in with those void rays. They were all fully charged. Unfortunately, he kind of is indecisive about it. He is losing quite a few of them, though. He could have won that battle, but he would have lost quite a few of the Void Rays, and he's not completely willing to do that at this time. But he's still teasing. He's still coming in and out, and he would have been better off to do it before the Marines returned. But in the meantime, that attack has saved Become a Pro, at least somewhat. All he can do is mine gas at the moment. He's going to have to start long-range mining or get an expansion down there. One of the two. And at this point, Nexnomi is looking the strongest in this match, sitting on 3 bases. The naturals are pretty much all drying up at this point. Oh, and it looks like this Zergling attack by Destroyer might end up clearing out Flameender once and for all. His struggling, and ooh, Armageddon goes out. The skill rays come in, took out the battle cruisers, and just destroy Armageddon. So Armageddon, actually the second one out of this game. We are down to 6, and I would expect Flameender to be done very, very soon. Destroyer's Lings are going to clean him up within no time here. And a few Lings checking out this would be a I guess not. It wouldn't be terrible, especially if you're tearing to grab it. There is over 300 or even over 400 minerals there, but it's pretty cutting it close. So it's a pretty weak base. And with this many Void Rays, oh my gosh, that is a dangerous, scary force. Ooh, some Infestors coming out for Flameender, trying to save himself, but I think it's just too many Lings. The Infested Terran not really going to be able to do anything. The one last Infestor is out of money. He is morphing in a lair, just for the heck of it, I guess. Trying to do as much. Ooh, check that out. Hatchery going up for Flameender. Kind of getting cannon rushed by Nexnomi here. Nexnomi not wanting to bring his army up here. And Flameender is going to cancel that, load up his drone, and take it away. And that is his only chance to try and get back into this game somehow. Void Rays cutting a swath into Become a Pro's base, taking out his reestablished natural, which was his only command center. And that's probably going to spell doom for Become a Pro. I don't see him recovering. And Flameender is literally about to be out of this game. His poor little Overlord sitting up here, building a hatchery in Destroyer's base. Not going to get anything done with that. That one Queen is going to take care of that. Ooh, a big battle coming down here from Nexnomi and Destroyer. Even got some hallucinated Colossi in there, because why the heck not? And Zerglings just trying to do what they can. Running around, finding hungry probes. Well, the probes aren't hungry. The Zergling are hungry and finding delicious probes to munch on. Fortunately, they got cannon backup. Ooh, and a Void Ray coming in here. The Muta's trying desperately to fight those Void Rays. That is not going to go well for the Mutas. And this Void Ray bunch is just causing so much devastation across this map. Everybody that's competing against it is having serious trouble. And holy storm, Nexnomi has brought his destructive force to UCAP Sponic. Doing serious damage. He's going to retreat as the Void, or those aren't Void Rays, those are Vikings, all land. And a couple drones coming in here to attack Nexnomi's base. Flameender just trying to do what he can before he is actually eliminated. Having some fun, because why the heck not? And it looks like Gosu Favi did establish a base here. It's a low yield site, but might as well go for it. And ooh, quite a few units coming in from Destroyer, going to take out this expansion unless the Void Rays come in, which wouldn't be a problem. However, that many roaches target firing might have been able to do it, but they're going to retreat. Don't want to sacrifice them just to do that. And that is a Destroyer hatchery reestablishing his natural, which is next to empty. Unfortunately, that's about all the minerals he can get, and I don't even think there's 300 there. So unfortunately, not even getting a cancel in. That is pretty much going to do it for Destroyer as well. And ooh, Gosu is over there somewhere to the left. Sponic's sitting here with a very sizable force. Destroyer moved back in here and did take out Gosu Favi's expansion there. And this big army from Sponic is wanting to do some damage, running into Become a Pro's army. And that is going to cause some serious issues for Sponic as Become a Pro's pretty much out of this game, but UCAP Sponic is not, and that free damage against Sponic is going to help everyone else in this game. I guess we're really down to 3 players in this game. Sponic, Nexnomi, and Gosu Favi. Of course, Destroyer and Become a Pro are still technically in the game. Become a Pro does have at least some minerals going on. Become a Pro, though, or Destroyer, rather, is pretty much dead. In fact, these Void Rays pretty much cement that for him. He's not going to be able to do too much. However, this little army could do some nice damage. We do have a huge engagement from Nexnomi and Sponic, completely wiping away Sponic's army, just liquefying it. He GG's straight out. And he is gone. One of the big players out of this match. I was just saying he was one of the only big ones left. And he, just like that, he is gone. Massive Void Ray attack coming in here from Gosu Favi, trying to get next Nomi, but so many storms. I don't even know where they came from, and all those shields are gone. There they are. Just 3 Templar doing that. There may have been more that died, but they're going to retreat, go for somebody that's a little softer for now. And Destroyer is still running around with a few roaches, trying to do what he can, trying to take out a few zealots. And, ooh, that is going to spell the damage for him. I think that almost took him out. Ooh, and a siege tank. Where did that even come from? I don't even know where there's a siege tank. Alright. That was interesting. But a little attack coming in here from Destroyer. Going to try and take out this natural again. All the probes coming off the line saying, no, no, roaches, get away from me. We're taking you out. And it looks like Become a Pro is all but gone. I don't know if he's GG'd out. He does have units on the field, just so few, though, that it's not going to do anything for him. So at this time, as Gosu Favi cleans up the last remnants of Destroyer, it is now a 1v1. We have Next Nomi versus Gosu Favi. Of course, Flameender is still limping around. So is Destroyer, with a couple lings. Just more of a nuisance than anything actually effective. Building his Nexus up here. Going to go to work on those 105 remaining minerals, I guess. Just really wanting what little minerals he can have, and unfortunately I think he's spending more than he's actually earning from those sites where he's constantly building nexuses. And so we're just now waiting for which player is going to commit to an attack first. I think, though, Next Nomi is in a huge advantage here. He has practically an untouched base here, at least it was at one point. Still mining from this base, so he's essentially got 3 mining bases right now. And that is going to be a massive, massive advantage. Flameender finally GG'ing out. There spawns his little scouting observer. Looks like Destroyer GG'd out as well. So Become a Pro is the only one that's limping around, and I think that's his final unit right there. Maybe not. I don't know. He may already be out too. But we are definitely down to 1v1. And this Void Ray army has caused so many issues for so many players in this game. We'll have to see if it can do the same to Next Nomi, or if Next Nomi's economy is going to take his powerhouse and win this game. Now, this is a very, very important site on this map. Obviously favoring Next Nomi to take that. This is got a few here, not worth an expansion though. So there's one site on this map that is really full of minerals, juicy minerals. So there, I would expect some fights over that. And here comes this Void Ray attack. This is just going to liquefy buildings so quickly. Next Nomi is going to have to get his army in here so quickly to stop this, or he's going to lose a lot of his production facilities. Although I think both players are actually, Gosu Favi is far from maxed out, where Next Nomi is very much maxed out. So Gosu Favi is going to have to be smart with his Void Rays here. He's going to need to be hitting and running and pick off those crucial structures. In fact, he needs to get on this side of the base and try and take out those mining bases. Unfortunately, just picking at this army isn't going to do it. Gosu is not going to be able to crack that shell. Next Nomi is going to be constantly rebuilding what he's got. He's got so many minerals right now, and Favi just not getting that income, not anywhere near it. And unless he establishes this base, he's not going to take this game because he just keeps losing these Void Rays. I don't even know if he knows about that other base. Let's switch to his view. No, he only knows about one of them, and that is really going to cause him some issues. Getting trapped a little bit here, losing quite a few Void Rays there. Definitely more than he needs to be losing, as he is pretty much dead on the income at this time. And just not having the knowledge of that other mining base over there is really what's going to wear out Gosu Favi here. I mean, we can check out his base. No minerals, no gas. No minerals, no gas. Some gas, but no minerals. No minerals, some gas. So he's going to need to expand or hit the right spots, and unfortunately at the moment, just not doing that. There's now an army split down here that is going to corner Favi if he tries to retreat. We do have a few Void Rays coming in here. He does now know at least about some of this over here. Unfortunately, it's just not enough Void Rays, and they took some serious damage there. Probes coming in here. Gosu Fabi really wants that. Who is it? Why is it? Oh, it's purple. He's clicking it. That is next Nomi's base. Expanding to that crucial spot. Fabi going to come down. He's going to attack it, or at least see it. The question is, does he go for it? He does need to take it out. If next Nomi gets this base as well and can hold it, there's no question he wins this game. He will still have income, and next Gosu Fabi won't. Actually, Gosu Fabi can't even build a Nexus anymore. He's out of minerals. So he's running on what he has. He would have to long-range mine this site, and that would just be horrible. It would take forever. And so great flankage coming in here. Units on the north, units to the west, or at least cannons to the west. And he's even going to run through a few of those, going to start attacking them. This Void Ray army is just getting thinner and thinner, and Gosu Fabi is starting to look to be on the bad end of this. And next Nomi's army just not diminishing, just constantly rebuilding. He's going to swing over here to the left. Go says become a pro. I don't know which one he's rooting for. Probably Gosu Fabi, since he's definitely the underdog at this time. The next Nomi just seems to be starting to set up cannons everywhere. And gonna catch some of the Void Rays out of position here, taking them out easily. And those Stalkers gonna blink in, start doing massive damage. The Void Rays are all going down, just completely getting melted. The Stalkers are gonna retreat, doing serious damage, though. Every Void Ray that goes down is just a huge victory for next Nomi, and a loss that Gosu Fabi just cannot recover from. A massive flank battle here. Storms coming down left and right, and just clutching it for the win. And next Nomi takes the victory. Congrats to him. Well played. That was a very entertaining game. Well played by all players. And I do want to thank UCAP Yoon for sending me this game. That was awesome. I enjoyed it. Free-for-alls are nuts. And congrats to next Nomi, or next Nomi. Either way, guys, thanks for tuning in. Please do thumbs up and subscribe so we can bring you more StarCraft 2 content. If you want your games casted by me, you can mail those to Zoronden at gmail.com. And as I've said, I have been Zoronden. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you all on the other side.